Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading's Miami office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is July the 18th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary video brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. Before we get into the video here, I wanted to remind you guys to check out the website, wallstreettrading.com. A lot of free education information on there. At the same time, if you're interested in joining our prop firm, you can contact me at ccooper at wallstreettrading.com. Go check it out, folks. A lot of good stuff there. Also on our Facebook page and the Google Plus, and we're all over the social media, so you can find some of our information out there. Aside from that, folks, what a great day it was today. A lot of plays left and right, a lot of sectors moving together to the top side, a lot of sectors standing out, such as the financials and tech stocks being weak today. Energy stocks were decent today. Crude oil continues to move up, so we have a lot to cover in this video, so tune into the whole video so you can see what's shaking and baking for tomorrow. So starting off with the markets here, let's see how the indices closed. The Dow Jones closed up 78, the Nasdaq closed up a little over one and a quarter there, you could call it. S&P 500 closed up 8.5 points. If we take a look at the breadth on the market today, we had 4,083 issues declining. We had 4,083 issues advancing on the NYSE, the Nasdaq, and the AMX. We had 2,083 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the AMX. So therefore, breadth was in favor of the bulls, just about a 2-to-1 there. So let's go ahead and break down these charts, folks. Starting off with the SPY, you can see the SPY closed at 168.87, up 92 cents, up a little over 0.5%. We surpassed the highs back here on May 22nd about 20 cents. We hit a high back here of 169.07. Well, actually 20 cents. Today we hit a high at 169.27. So new all-time highs on the SPY, new all-time highs on the Dow, new highs on the Russell 2000, and new 52-week highs on the Nasdaq, the triple Qs there, which is catching up. So let's go ahead and break down these charts. Starting off with the SPY, if we can hold above 169, that would be good. We want to see some more bullish action here on the markets to see if we can get this nice continued momentum to the top side. And I really don't know where the market's going to stop at, but this is one thing that I can show you guys from my analysis here. Starting off with the weekly chart, right? We had this nice little upward channel from the lows that we made back here in November of 2011. Connect the lows that we made back here in June of 2012. Those lows that we made back there in November 2012 to the low that we made right here in December. That gives us a nice little key trend line to draw in. So we take that trend line, all right, we draw a parallel trend line from this high right here, and you can see we have a nice little upward channel. All right, like we highlighted last time in our weekend review videos, all right, we were expecting some resistance from the channel, from the top of the channel, from the forecasted channel. Well, that resistance came in, and now we're back at the channel. So if we get a break back and we hold above this upper little channel right here, we can start making a nice move. All right, as there's going to be no resistance above us until we form some type of resistance. So the markets are looking pretty interesting. Keep an eye on the sectors that are performing pretty well and moving in tune with the market. As far as to the bottom side to watch, we want to keep an eye on this 168 level, which lines up with the rising 5-day simple and exponential moving average and the 8-day simple and exponential moving average. And simple moving average is down here at 167. That's the main level that we want to watch if we were to get some snapback action to the downside to come try to shake out some people that may be buying some equities here near the top of the range. All right, as we take a look at the triple Qs, did they make a high today? 75, 74, 75. Actually, the triple Qs, sorry about that. The triple Qs, the Nasdaq 100, did not make a new high on this ETF. We hit a double top there and pulled in a bit. And then, of course, you guys know after the bell, we had Microsoft and Google came out with the earnings. Both of those stocks got smacked down. Last I checked, they were down over 6%. And we'll take a look at those as well today. So the Nasdaq, this triple Q ETF, we want to see it hold above 75. Even if it chops around a bit, we just want to see it hold above that 75. If not, the next target we're going to have is back down here towards last Thursday's opening price from the big gap up that we had. And if we break below that level, then of course we got the 73.50 area down here to fill this gap up. But as long as we can stabilize above 75, that would be pretty good, folks. Taking a look at the IWM, the Russell 2000 made new highs again here, looking pretty good. A lot of these small cap stocks that have been getting beaten down, they're popping back up. The coal stocks were in play today. We'll take a look at some of those coal stocks. We traded WLT pretty good in the chat room this morning here, And the markets are popping up across the board. Take a look at the Dow Jones via the ETF DIA. All right, broke past the highs from May the 22nd. 155.14 was the high back then, and now we're making new high. We made new highs today of 155.74. Keep an eye on this on the Dow, because we had this nice little tight consolidation that we just broke out of today. So as long as we hold above this little range right here on the DIA, which happens to be, say, around 154.75 or so, and then we take out today's highs, we can have some more continued momentum, as most traders are probably going to try to work off this little base right here if we continue to getting that nice momentum to the top side. All right, I didn't get a chance to take a look at the ES with you guys here with the SPY, but we could go back to it real quick here. The ES made a high of 1685.75 back here on the 22nd. Today we hit a high of 1688.50, so we surpassed those highs by 75 cents or 0.75, however you want to say it. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at some other important things today. Crude oil. Let's take a look at the ETF here, USO. We've been talking about being bullish on crude oil. That has been playing out to the T, and doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon, guys. It's looking pretty strong. If we take a look at some resistance levels to watch in the USO, we're going to be looking at this next resistance up here at around $40 a share for this ETF. And then if we take a look at crude oil, all right, next level on crude oil to watch is at 110 level. We break past 110, we're going to be looking at 115. Now, I'll go over more of this in the weekend review video that I will have out on Saturday. All right, got to make sure I get one of those out for you guys this weekend to go over everything, macro, micro, however you want to say it, just to go over everything so we could recap where we came from and where we are expecting to go. So crude oil is looking bullish. Those stocks made a nice little move to the top side. I mean, you had a nice little move up in CHK today. Was up over 2.5%. RRC, COG, NBL, some of these natural gas stocks made a nice move. Energy, basic material sector was pretty good today. Again, BTU, CNX, NBR, CAM, ExxonMobil up 1%. Oxy, Occidental Petroleum up 1.5%. Let's just take a look at a couple of these stocks here since we're going over energy stocks. OXY. All right, they have earnings coming out next week. Charts holding above this 89 support from this little prior resistance high back here in February. Looks pretty good. If we break over, I would say, this 92 area and get some momentum, this could be a nice little trade to watch for tomorrow for some fall through. All right, CHK, the natural gas stocks were showing some strength back here in May, and now they're going back up there towards those highs. So this CHK is approaching this little double top up here around the 23. If the stocks breaks over 23, it can definitely get some nice move, get a nice move to the top side, some nice action to the top side. You guys know the stock's been getting beaten down lately, and this really started getting beaten down from when natural gas started selling off. First of all, but at the same time, this company has been trying to restructure their brand a bit. I would say after the CEO that they had back then did a lot of fraudulent stuff with the company, and now it looks like they may be getting their act together, and the energy is getting strong as well, and people are looking for alternative energy type of investment. So natural gas is looking pretty decent. Keep an eye on CHK with those 23 levels there. And what else we have here? NBL had some nice action again today. That's looking pretty strong. They have earnings coming out next week, Friday it looks like. All right, keep an eye on this one for some follow-through tomorrow. You could take a look at RRC. This is another natural gas stock. Range Resources, big day today. Nice engulfing candle there. And they have earnings coming out next week. This one over, I would say, 78.14. Could get some nice traction as well. And then what's another one that was up pretty much today? And COG. All right, this one's looking pretty good. Why? Because it's giving you a nice little tight range to work off of. Had a nice base right here from this little consolidation. Broke out. Came back, did a little shakeout, little bull trap, little bear trap right here below that 67 level, back above 67. Sorry, not 67, 68. Did a little shakeout below 68, back above 68. Now it's trading in a tight little range here. Keep an eye on this one. This one's on our radar for tomorrow. Nice strong candle there. And they have earnings coming out next week as well. All right, let's take a look at a couple of other things I want to touch base with. The volatility index. All right, the VIX is back down there at the key 1350 level. It's going to be very important to see what happens here, because that was a nice that was the top of the range from the consolidation we had before we broke out and had this volatility pick up. So are people going to start buying some volatility to protect their positions, their long positions in their portfolio? We'll see. All right, but this is another little range that we're working off of right here. If we break below 1350 and hold, we're going to be looking for a move back down towards the bottom of this little range that we have. All right, folks, and that's going to be around $12.25. How about that dollar index? All right, the dollar index. I was talking to my friend the other day, and he was bullish on the dollar. Then I was like, yeah, the dollar's been, showing some strength. But now that I look at it, take a look at this pattern that the dollar is forming here. I wanted to make sure I included this in my video today. A nice little megaphone pattern here. This is, usually a pattern that signals, high volatility. Move towards the top, move towards the bottom, move towards the top, move towards the bottom, move towards the top. The dollar going to move all the way back down towards the bottom and take out these lows. All right, we got to keep an eye on these basic materials. We have to keep an eye on these precious metal stocks, which have been trying to catch a bid, even though, again, we're not a big fan of the precious metal sector. Rather, I prefer buying the energy stocks, especially if the energy stocks are going to, these hard asset energy companies or whatever, the commodity space are going to start catching a bid from these, from this decline in the dollar that's been taking place in the markets here. All right, let's take a look at that euro. Let's just take a look at some more currencies. Euro action. Trying to get back above that 132 level. If we break back above 132, that'll be pretty bullish. We'll be looking for a move up here towards that 134 level. If we break below 130 and hold, we'll be looking for a move back down towards $1.28 down there. Again, we don't really trade currencies. We just track the action of the currencies to see how it relates with other asset classes out there in the markets. Let's see what else that I want to go over real quick. Let's take a look at gold via the GLD ETF here, which has been, actually I don't want to take a look at it via the ETF. I'm going to take a look at it via the futures. Let's see here. Still having trouble breaking past that 1,300 an ounce level. Again, remember the key level that we're watching for is a break back above that 1350, 1360 area. Any rallies below that level could be a short opportunity for some people out there, some big institutions that may want to unload their shares. You really can't get bullish on this until it gets back above 1360 or so and stabilizes above that level. Until then, it's trading in a range here. It is holding above the earlier resistance that we had about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, right here at this 1260 area. So maybe if we just consolidate between 1260 and 1300 for a little bit, that'll give us enough momentum to try to make it back towards the 1360s, especially if the dollar starts declining some more and these precious metals start to catch a bid. You already have it showing you some type of buyers down there with these little higher pivot lows that are being made on the daily chart. Let's take a look at the GDX for the gold miners, and then we'll take a look at some stocks here. GDX gapped up a little bit today, sold right back down. You want to make sure you watch this key trend line right here on the GDX. It has like a nice little kind of bearish, little slanted upward channel right there. If we were to break below this 2350 area, then take out this pivot low, and this pivot low could get ugly in the GDX. They could start selling off some more. So we're gauging that sector as well, but that's not our main focus right now. As far as some stocks go, let's talk stocks. Apple, what did Apple do today? It was pretty much flat, up $1.44, but it is making its way up there towards those 437s. They do have earnings coming out next week, so I don't really expect much action until they report their earnings, and traders could reevaluate. Traders and investors could reevaluate the company with their new numbers and everything, and all the information that they're going to be releasing to the public pretty soon. All right, so Apple, Amazon sold off today. That showed some weakness. All right, I mean, this stock has been on fire, so it does need to pull back a bit. If it was to pick up some more momentum to the sell side and break below this rising 8-day moving average, which has been holding for the past 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks now, all right, we could see some action back towards 295. Again, any dips in Amazon, I think, are buying opportunities here, so keep an eye on it. Again, they do have earnings coming out next week, so that's definitely going to move the stock a big way here shortly. So if you want to wait till earnings come out, if you're not long from back here, I highly suggest you do that instead of buying it up here after it's ran up a lot from that 281 breakout level. The banks, all right, Bank of America got the follow through that we were expecting today. All right, nice little move there. This stock looks like it could be at 15, possibly by tomorrow, by the end of next week or something, but it looks strong. JP Morgan, we talked about JP Morgan stabilizing, still looking pretty good, holding above those 54.50s. I mean, sorry, not 54.50, but yeah, well, 54.50 right here. Yep, 54.65. Nice little move there. Broke this nice little downward resistance right here. Nice move to the top side. Want to watch this stock tomorrow for some follow through. Goldman Sachs. looking pretty good as well. All right, over today's highs, the stock can make its way up towards its next resistance around the 166 level. Again, financials are in play, and they're holding up pretty good. And last but not least, Wells Fargo. All right, we talked about Wells Fargo being the strongest bank stock out there. I showed you guys the analysis on the monthly and daily chart. I believe on the monthly and the weekly chart. If not, let me go ahead and bring this over here real quick to show you guys one more time. Look, compared to any other bank stock out there that sold off from the 2008 financial crisis, I mean, this thing's recovered it tremendously, pretty fast, and compared to other banks out there, and it's going back up toward its all-time highs, which was made right here, which we almost hit it today. 44.69, we hit a high today of 44.59. All right, and I told you guys to watch Wells Fargo for a wide range candle today because that level could act as a magnet, and that's what it's looking like it's doing there. So keep an eye on Wells Fargo tomorrow for some more fall through. Healthcare had some action. I'm just looking at the heat map here. Healthcare had some action. UNH, WLP, Aetna, Humana, Cigna Group. Again, the financials are the go-to sector right now. That sector's in play. Some guys in the office are trading Tesla as well. Tesla had a little pop-up today. Again, this is providing you with like a little intraday cash flow if you're into trading this very high beta stock here. Pretty volatile, but again, it definitely gives you some nice low-risk entries to get involved in intraday if you want to trade something that's going to provide you with some cash flow trades. Let's see. Intel, this one got smacked down today. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it was from a downgrade or what. Oh, wait a second. They had earnings after the close yesterday, so they got smacked down from the earnings after the close. This one's back at 23 level. If it breaks below 23, say hello back towards those 22.65s and possibly lower. The coal stocks, again, I'm just zooming through the charts here. The coal stocks got a nice bounce. You guys know we've been talking about these coal stocks here. Got a little minor cup and handle pattern on the WLT trade. Just broke out today. Looks like the next target will be up here towards the 14.65, towards that declining 50-day moving average right there. Keep an eye on WLT. CNX is a stronger one out there from these bottom. It's been rising pretty nice off the bottom lows down there. They have earnings coming out next week. Little topping tail in there today, but could get some more action with some dip buyers for tomorrow. Let's take a look at A&R. A&R got a little pop-up. A&R is going to give you a buy trigger over today's highs for a possible move towards these 50-day declining moving averages right here around 615 or so. And then BTU. I believe BTU was the best performing one today here. It was up 3.4%. And CNX was up 2.86%. So, BTU giving us some action here. Again, these are depressed stocks, depressed buy opportunities here. And it looks like they may have some institutions that are starting to get interested in them and picking them up for cheap prices down there. So keep an eye on that sector. What else? Microsoft had earnings after the bell. All right, let me bring up Microsoft here real quick. This stock got smacked down. Just look how it sold off. Closed at 35.43. It's trading at 33.65. Again, but this stock's been running up. This stock's been running up for the past 3 or 4 weeks now. So, I mean, there's no reason that you should have been buying Microsoft, I would say, for the past 3 or 4 or 5 days, maybe even week or so. I mean, it made its move. That's the risk that you take chasing stocks. Google had a nice little move up, past couple of weeks, but got smashed down today after their earnings report. Closed at 910. It's trading 869, folks. That's why the markets sold off. That's why the cash index closed up pretty decent, but then after the cash index closed, the futures were selling off. So we'll see how these stocks act tomorrow. Hope you guys had a great day. Make sure you follow us on the Facebook page. We have a lot of great intraday calls. You can see the charts. You can see our entries. You can see how we analyze the trade. And I want to get you guys another live video so you guys can understand what we look for on the tape, how we read the tape price action, and what we got going on over here. If you're interested in trading with our prop firm, contact me at ccooper@wallstreettrading.com. Have a great day, folks. Cheers.